His Excellency Senator Bala ABDULKADIR Mohammed, the Executive Governor of Bauchi State, means many things to different people. A seasoned civil servant, politician par excellence, a respectable family man, and a gentleman by all standards. Born 61 years ago, Senator Bala Mohammed is a graduate of English from the University of Maiduguri. He started his journalistic career in the early 80s and rose to the position of news editor. He thereafter joined the Federal Civil Service in 1984, where he attained the position of director at Nigeria Meteorological Agency (NIMET) and Nigeria Railway Corporation (NRC). His journey to stardom began when he was elected in 2007 as Senator representing Bauchi South, and 3 years later, in 2010, was appointed Minister of the Federal Capital Territory by then-President Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. This is how his friends and associates describe him.
Senator ABDULKADIR Bala Mohammed is the color of Bauchi, and he is diligent and a honest person. Bala is a man who always supported the sanctity of law and order. He is the bedrock of a safe and secure society. ABDULKADIR Bala Mohammed, he has respect for everyone, especially the traditional institution. So above all, Bala is a complete gentleman.
Senator Bala Mohammed is a very generous, kind, loving and caring to his people and his family as well. He's a kind of man that always have his time to his family, discussing, advice as a father, as a husband, as a brother to others, and as a cousin to me. So I can say I am lucky to have him to be my husband.
Senator Bala Mohammed is a person who is a kind-hearted person. He is somebody who wants the best for his state. He is somebody who wants to be remembered as somebody who has contributed immensely towards the development of Nigeria as a whole. Senator Bala Mohammed is a bureaucrat, a technocrat, and a politician par excellence. He's somebody who has always projected himself in a manner to Nigerians that he stands for justice, he stands for fairness, he stands for equity, he stands for what will make Nigeria a better place at all times. And he did that, he exhibited that in the National Assembly in 2007 when we got into the National Assembly as senators representing Bauchi State, he from Bauchi South and I from Bauchi North, when he became the leader of the National Interest Group with the sole aim of correcting the wrongs and ensuring that there is good governance in Nigeria.
His humility will capture your attention at any time, and you know he's a person that does not keep malice. I know him, I always try to even tell him that you are always trying to forgive people that hurt you, because and it is not always good for you, but he will say that is politics for you. So I think somebody that has that forgiving spirit, and is somebody that like to make the impossible. Because when I was working with him in FCT, so many at times in the night, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., we'll be in the car going around Abuja to make sure that street lights are working, to make sure that the environmental sanitation, they are working, to make sure that the parks and recreation department too, they keep Abuja green, to make sure that illegal structures are not just, so it's somebody who has the full knowledge of what he is doing.
Senator Bala is a very hard-working man, truthful, active, and a no-nonsense man. He is an achiever, and that can be seen from his services at the Federal Capital Development Ministry, where he has been the longest serving minister. He did exceptionally very well there and is conversant with the activities and politics of the FCT and Nigeria.
I'd like to use this opportunity to congratulate my father and my best friend, the governor-elect of Bauchi State, Senator Bala Mohammed, on his victory. We're all very proud of him. The people of Bauchi State have selected a very good man and a very wise man, a very humble man, and a consensual agent of change, and I'm sure he will do something very good for Bauchi.
The resounding victory of His Excellency Senator Bala Mohammed at the 2019 governorship election did not come as a surprise to many, as his antecedents speak very loudly for him. As a senator in the 3rd National Assembly, he was instrumental to the invoking of the doctrine of necessity, which made Dr. Goodluck Jonathan become the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria from 2010 to 2015, at a time when the country was at a crossroads. His tenure as Minister of the FCT brought about tremendous developments, from infrastructure to security of lives and property. Hence the unprecedented crowd at his inauguration as governor. Also, the excitement that has engulfed the state since his victory indeed confirms just what his election means to the people of Bauchi.
I am by name Honorable Mrs. Hassana Arkila Bogoro. I am the former chairperson Bogoro local government, former Bauchi PDP woman, Bauchi South Senatorial Zone women leader, and I'm presently PDP national ex official representing Bauchi State. His election means a lot to me, not only to me, but to the entire state. Entire Bauchi people are happy and excited over this great success of bringing ABDULKADIR Bala Mohammed Kauram Bauchi as the executive governor of Bauchi State elect.
My name is Mikael Abubakar Bala Mekaji, the chairman of Model Market. I feel much happy because before the election we have made several agreement with him, which he said that if he elected as a governor of Bauchi, he will implement all the promises that we made with him. Especially, he promised us that he will give us a soft loan. Every year he will put 1 billion naira to the small marketers to facilitate to get it as a efficient loan. And then he promised us that our market, some of our market lack roads, water insufficient of water supply. We have many problems in our market. He promised us that when he elected as a governor of Bauchi State, he will do that for us. He will build road for us inside the market, inside our market. And then there is a foreign investment. When he went to travel to like say China, some other countries, he promised us that he will pick among the marketers to travel with them to go and see what will bring to improve the market development in the state.
My name is Najib Sani. I'm the president of Action Group for Youth and Child Development. It is a community-based organization in Bauchi State. His election is historic because this is the first time in the history of Bauchi State that an incumbent governor is defeated by a candidate of opposition party. So his election is historic, and the people of Bauchi State have shown to the world that they are Democrats. They are politically civilized, because if they elect a leader and he fails to deliver what he's elected to do, they can change him. And this election will also serve as a lesson to other incoming governors in the state, that anybody who is elected by the people must work. If he doesn't, he's going to be defeated again.
when he became the minister of the FCT, there was nobody within Bauchi, the traditional rulers, the ordinary people, and all that, that did not get benefit from his rule, basically because people were encouraged to come and apply for land in the FCT. And just like any other state, he was allocating land to the people who have never imagined in their life that one day they will own a land. And people who believed then that, look, you can only get a plot of land if you know somebody very high. But to us, that matter was resolved. Everybody was getting it in Bauchi. Everybody was getting it in other states. In fact, I can recall vividly, I have two friends. One was from Delta, and he came to me and said, look, he just got a land, and that it was like to him, he said, this BALA. That he applied long ago, almost 3-4 years before BALA came.
The state needs somebody that is knowledgeable, highly educated, well experienced, transparently honest. And for that reason, at this position, at this time of our existence in Bauchi, having somebody like BALA Mohammed is very important to us. He is going to reactivate so many things that have been dormant. He is going to pay attention to so many things that have been lost. He comes from the state and he knows everybody in the state. He knows all the terrain, he knows all the regions, he knows everything. And he will be prepared, I'm sure, to leave a legacy in Bauchi State as he did at the federal capital.
Well, the election of Senator BALA Mohammed means so many things to so many people, not even to the people of Bauchi State, but to democracy and Nigeria at large. It is a reflection of true democracy in play. A lot of Nigerians congratulated so many of us for winning the elections in Bauchi. You know that APC's stronghold is Bauchi State. And Alhamdulillah, as we Muslims will say, we are thankful to God and we praise God for giving us this victory through Senator BALA Mohammed, who has rescued the people of Bauchi State from the present administration in the state, an administration that has not done anything good for the people of Bauchi State, and has given the people of Bauchi State hope and Nigerians hope that you can beat an incumbent governor any day, any time, and at the same time, no matter how entrenched a political party is, it can be uprooted. And that was demonstrated by the good deed and the popularity of Senator BALA Mohammed.
Like many other states in Nigeria bedeviled by serious infrastructure gaps, Bauchi State also has its own fair share from huge debt burden, lack of good roads, functional health system, educational facilities, unemployment and insecurity among others. Now that he has assumed office as the 4th executive governor of the state, the following areas are what the people want him to tackle head-on.
As a visionary leader, I want him to focus on the security, education, agriculture, youth empowerment, and employment to our teaming youths in order to move the state to the next level.
The areas I would like the executive governor-elect to concentrate on: 1, health issues. Women are suffering because of health issues, especially maternal and child mortality. women are experiencing a lot of problems, a problem that is not more than 100 naira, 200 naira. You see that a woman, because she is suffering, there is no clinic, no hospital nearby, will just lose the child and the mother. One, so we would like, my advice to him is for him to concentrate on issues of health. Secondly, we would like him to concentrate on issue of security, especially some people who are going about telling some lies. There is a Sarasuka insecurity in Bauchi, this and that. So we know that by knowing the kind of family this man is coming from and the kind of children he has no wayward child in his house. He is a very responsible man and he has a very responsible family. So looking at that, we know that the elected governor, Senator BALA Mohammed Kauran Bauchi, will never identify with bad children. He will make sure that he also groom our children to bring the youth of Bauchi State to also make them to be responsible children just like his own family are. Thirdly, I would like him to also concentrate on the issue of education. Issue of education, yes, Bauchi State are trying, but if you go considering last 4 years, the reports we have is we have about 1.3 million out of school children. So we would like him to please go back to the drawing board, check and see where he's supposed to please improve the educational standard in Bauchi State. Because so many children are living wayward, some of them are out of school, especially girl child. Girl child, so many children, especially the girl child, they are out of school. No school, no education, no nothing. They are just like that. By doing that, I believe is going to, in fact, when you concentrate more on the issue of education, is going to change Bauchi State completely, because by educating a girl, especially a girl child, you have educated the entire world.
We marketers, we have many problems. And then there is a problem of insecurity in the town. We want BALA Mohammed, as immediately inaugurated as the governor of Bauchi State, to start tackling the insecurity, the issue of Sarasuka, to tackle them.
There is high expectation on this governor-elect, but the main thing I want him to tackle is the issue of Togri, youth Togri. We have a lot of youths who indulge into Togri. They will stab people, they will rob people, they will steal people's properties, even sometimes without any provocation. So the first thing I want him to tackle is the issue of Togri, and he can tackle that by rehabilitating those thugs and also providing employment opportunities to the teeming restive youth in the state capital.
As a mother and woman to my community or to my state, what I noticed that is seriously neglected, that is education, health care, and the skill acquisition for the women to become self-reliant. And also I want him to work hard in terms of this drug abuse, because we have a lot of challenges and serious problems in our state. Our youth today, they are all in drugs.
First of all, I'd like him to involve youth, because I think we're the future of our country, of our nation. So we need to learn from our predecessors, and we need to take one thing or two and learn from their mistakes.
The most important agenda, as far as I am concerned, somebody who has seen what the state has gone through from 1999 and being part of the government, is how we can take care of the youth of the state. The youth in the state must be adequately taken care of. And my number one attention will go towards advising Senator BALA Mohammed to pay attention towards ensuring that we give this youth opportunity, we empower them. We empower them, we find them jobs so that we can get them off the streets, so that we can take care of them, so that we can have the future of our state properly guided, properly empowered, so that Bauchi can compete with other states.
I think the point, because of the population of Bauchi, and the immediate thing that he's going to do, I think, if he's going to concentrate on agriculture, because we have vast land and the land is fertile and we have people. Anytime we go for campaign and I see the crowd, the young people that are following us, always what it comes to my mind is, how do we cater for these people, or how do we solve the problems of these people, or how do we make these people gain employed? So I think the fastest way that you can employ a lot of people is through agriculture.
There are so many things that I will advise BALA to tackle.
First, education. The state has been known to be a very good state. It has been known to be very good in education. But over the years, the system has collapsed. Structures have collapsed. Classes are overcrowded. Teachers are not well informed and inadequate to cover the needs of the state. So it is absolutely necessary for him to pay special attention to education because it's a bedrock of development.
The first thing that I would advise is agriculture. For a very long time, agriculture has been the mainstay of our life in Bauchi State. Over a period of time, people were not encouraged to go into agriculture. As a result, virtually everybody abandoned the farming. Because we all abandon the farming, then everybody become very, very poor. Because agriculture was the only means by which people earn a living.
In a developing democracy like ours, many political office holders are known not to keep electoral promises made to their people. While many believe some of these politicians lack sincerity and the capacity to deliver, others blame the caliber of people around such political office holders. For His Excellency Senator BALA ABDULKADIR Mohammed to have a successful tenure in office, his people say he must avoid certain mistakes.
Let him operate the parallel government, that's inclusive government. Let him carry everybody along, and he should avoid partisanship and nepotism that will make the influence the division of the state now.
The greatest mistake he will make is if he decides to make his friends and brothers as appointee in the state. Basically, one, he will have difficulty controlling them. Secondly, he will have a moral burden. When you keep your friends and your relation in very sensitive position, there is the tendency for them to look at that appointment as a reward for being a brother or for being a friend. So instead of doing what is supposed to do, they will rather take advantage of that relationship. And he himself as a person, he may not find it easy to really discipline or control them. So my first advice, please let him look for the most competent people.
He should know those who are seriously love him the most, and those people who can come to him and tell him the truth, whether he like it or not. Not the kind of people that always want to tell you what you want. As a mother, sisters to my people, as a leader to my own community, that is Gimbian Al-Kaleri, as a founder Al-Mihibba Foundation, all what I wish to him is to fulfill his promise, let him face his reality, let him face his work that he promised he want to go and do it in Bauchi for the progress of the Bauchi people.
The number one mistake that Senator BALA Mohammed should be aware of is people who would want to come and derail him. Because you see, as a governor, as a leader, you have so many people with different interests. One thing that should remain paramount and is incumbent on all of us is the interest of the state. whatever advice he would get from anybody, if it is not in the interest of the state, the buck stops on his table, so he has to be the final one to have the capacity to be able to differentiate between ideas and advices, and then he has to come up with intuition in such a manner that whatever he chooses will be the best and in the interest of the state.
He has to bring people along, people that have capacity, people that are not greedy. We have to avoid the mistakes of other people, and part of the mistakes is to look for qualitative people who will give value to the people of Bauchi State, because we can't afford to fail this time, because no matter the situation, we have to succeed, and the way to succeed is for him to have open heart, which I know he will have, to listen to people and take advice, because it's not maybe challenge when somebody is giving you advice, because when you take it that way, I think it's part of a way to succeed. You open your heart, people will tell you that, because a lot of people, because of the power that the seat of the governor has, even when you see things are going wrong, people shy away from telling the governor, Your Excellency, the truth. You have to correct certain things.
The worst mistake leaders do is that they pay attention to sycophants, people who come around them, like you say, people who will want to plot them to fight against one another. You see leaders, not only in Bauchi, elsewhere in this country, you will find that in the state, leaders don't see eye to eye. Why? Because they fight on scarce resources, particularly position of power. So everybody wants to be a leader. And so if you're a leader, somebody will come and tell you your colleague or somewhere or out there is trying to destroy you, and by the end of your tenure, we will want to replace you. That way, they are plotting leaders so that they continue to quarrel among themselves, and then the actual work of developing the state suffers. So what I'm saying is that he should pay special attention to these people around him. Make sure that they don't plot him into trouble with other leaders.
It is indeed a new dawn for the good people of Bauchi State, and hopes are high that this time around things will be done differently, and the administration of His Excellency Senator Bala Mohammed will deliver on its promises.